Kick back at the castle, pole on tuck, if these odds want battle. They gon' eat shells, I'ma feed them ammo. Barrel got big knife, call it big Rambo. Pour another cup, baby, go ahead, smoke some weed. Hit that telegram, yeah, you know I got what you need. I love all my hoes, I ain't never met no tease.
Nothing on that beat, nope.
We got Nick in the cuck seat, don't forget.
Oh, shit, Nick. What up, Nick in the cuck seat?
Yeah, baby. We got Trish Smart in the motherfucking building.
Smart in the building. Dude, Trish Smart fucking killed it. Like, I think one of the best Kill Tony interviews, aside from Karen.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
January
from the Capitol.
6th. Yeah.
Wait, was that I thought you were talking about the chick that did the N-word. Okay, so Karen, have you guys ever met Karen outside of Kill Tony?
No.
So she's this like sweet old lady that brings cookies every week, and they're like they're normal cookies. Like they're by normal, I mean like they're not drug.
They're
cookies,
not, yeah.
but they're delicious. And she doesn't sell them; she just gives them out to everyone. So she's like the house mom.
Wow.
So now there's like this running joke that we're like, if Karen actually goes to jail for storming the Capitol, like all the open micers in Austin got to go do the right thing and go get our grandma out.
But that's why she's doing it.
Yeah.
Senate
No,
commissary.
apparently she was always doing it. Because
Really?
I knew that had happened, but I didn't know that it was her. So I was like, who's this fucking sweet old lady giving out cookies? They were like, dude, that's the chick that stormed the fucking Capitol. Like,
That's hilarious.
yeah, and I didn't know. And like, you know, you keep like hearing about like all these characters because like I keep up with the show, but there's like a lot, you know, so you don't watch all of it all the time. And you keep hearing about these characters and then you see them in person and they're like, that's that guy that fucking hit somebody while he was on mushrooms. He's banned from most of downtown.
That's fucking
like they moved it
hilarious.
to Poor Choices, so he's not kicked out yet, but they're never going to let him back on the show.
Really?
Yeah, I don't even know who that was, but I've like seen that guy several times and they've been like,
So there's stories about everybody that's in there.
oh yeah. And like the worst part is like, someone's like, you know, you didn't get invited back on. And I was like, how do you feel about that? I was like, I feel like I have to touch so many sweaty hands every time I go to audition. Because you go to this bar and everyone's like, sup, Trish? And they're all nervous as shit. Like today's the day, you know? So it's just sweat hand after sweat hand.
Where? Like at Poor Choices?
Yeah,
or?
it's at Poor Choices now. It used to be at Shakespeare's.
Oh, okay. And what are you auditioning for? To be at the mothership?
It's literally like, to get on Kill Tony.
Oh, you're auditioning?
You've never done it?
She means the bucket.
Yeah, the bucket pool.
There's not auditions.
Oh, you're right. I shouldn't have called an audition. I even said on the thing, I was like,
I'm going to go now. There might be auditions.
Yeah.
Come on, Reddit. We're on to her.
I've heard that they like try to pick, like when they do the stadium shows, they're like, can you run through your minute? Because we've had so many people booing, you know?
Oh, really?
I don't know how true that is, but you know, you're sitting in a room with 200 other people trying to get in. You're like hearing a bunch of stuff.
That makes sense though, because they said like the HEB arena, like there was
when Nikki was on too, she kind of alluded to like they interviewed her before and they kind of got a feel for her. And then that's
I would hope so, honestly, because like an arena show, like
everybody's crap.
It's
the second
different.
show in Austin at the HEB Center, everybody was pretty much not good, like the bucket pools.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's not fixed because
they all suck.
they wouldn't put up that many fucking.
It's probably, I mean, it's a different atmosphere though. Like even people have been doing clubs for years. You put them in an arena, you're like, I don't know what to handle. I mean, in my mind, I'm like, I'd fucking kill it, but like, who knows?
Yeah, I know.
I want to talk about your bingo open mic. How does that even work?
Okay, so I invented bingo. And other people have told me.
Wait, hold on, dude.
No. I invented comedy bingo.
Okay.
Yeah.
like, were you there one day? Like,
I was like, how fucking old is Trish Smart, bro?
I actually am the doggo. What bingo was his name of. No, I invented comedy bingo. Some people have told me that other people have done it, and I don't know like the validity of that. And maybe I wasn't the first person to think of it. But what I did was I made squares of like things that comics would say and do, like political, dirty, whatever. And I added R word and 6th Street just for Texas.
Thanks.
And like could be any R word, you know, but y'all use it a lot. And no judgments. I don't care. It's just a good bingo square.
Pretty fucking retarded.
And I make the middle square full on mental breakdown because it always hits. So that's your.
Somebody always has a full on mental breakdown.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's open mic comedy. You could describe most of it as a full on mental breakdown. Yeah. There's always, and the best part is like I do that because I get a percentage of the bar, right? Like that, I want a reason for people to stay in. I'm telling all the barkers, I'm like, listen, you get someone on this board, they're buying 3 drinks,
That's
like
true.
for sure. And then it's so funny because like the people who spend the most at the bar are the people that watch comedy and are like, I could do that, you know? And then they get shit faced and then they go on there and fucking ramble. But those are my best customers.
But that's incentivizing. That's like incentivizing them to watch bad comedy. That's cool.
Exactly.
Because that's what you're probably going to see at an open mic.
And I did that show for the first time in DC, and somebody bought it off me. Not the game, but the whole room.
The show.
Because I was doing the room really well. I had this really good deal, and they bought it off me. And I came back a couple of months later, and I was like, "What happened to Bingo? Like, why is no one here? Where's Bingo?" And he was like, "Oh, I took it out because people weren't paying attention to comedy." I was like, "Nobody cares.
What?
Nobody cares about seeing the worst comics in the world."
Yeah.
Unless you give them this game I invented. I was like, why are you even paying me? You know, like,
oh my
you
God.
guys are crazy. So, you know,
Damn.
that happened. But I mean, like, I see what he's saying because, like, you do get a lot of people that are like looking down, trying to read it. But it's like, one, those people wouldn't have been there anyway, you know, and they wouldn't be paying attention like they were now, you know, like.
But what about like a sound effect if that thing happens, or do you announce it? Like,
no, if someone wins bingo, we tell them to just go see the host.
No, but like if so that they're like trying to read it, they're like, did they hit that subject? Right.
Yeah.
What about if you did like a sound effect or an announcement, like a subject was hit, like there's politics.
Yeah.
You can check off politics.
That's actually, I mean, it's not what I'd love to do if I had more money is have a second mic of someone who is funny, who's like punching things up and could do stuff like that. But like, you need more money. You know?
Yeah.
I'd also
100%.
love to run a competition, like instead of having a mic that's like, and we don't tell people that are playing bingo that it's a competition. Like you have like, we choose 3 people that get a light. And if they don't like the person on stage, you get 3 lights, you're off. You know? And then the winner, like the best set gets like $100 or something.
Yeah.
Cause that would just make a really great open mic.
Hell
and then
yeah.
you'd have this reputation for having one and no one would know that that's actually what's going on and why it's so good. But again, it's just money.
Yeah.
Isn't that like America's Got Talent, right? They have the 3 X's.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's a different
It's a
judge
little bit of a
every
different
time.
concept.
And
Yeah,
it's a
that's
secret.
I would just give, I mean, I'm always running like the most shambles of a show. Like I would just give flashlights to random people.
What
and
if
be
it was like
whatever.
a butt plug and you had to buzz them?
Dude, I did a shock collar show the other day. Have you heard about
I
this?
heard about he has a pod. It's kind of like a Kill Tony setup, right?
No, he doesn't say anything. He gives everyone in the audience the button.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like, whatever. I was like, do you pay? He's like, I can afford it like $20. I was like, whatever. As long as I don't lose money, who gives a shit? So I go up there and I put this fucking shock collar on, and it's, first of all, it's soaking wet because I'm like, I think the dude that, like, people are nervous, you know, like they're like sweating all over it. I'm like, the dude with no neck definitely like sweated all over this shit. Like, fuck this thing.
Rich, you went?
I actually, for a big guy, I don't sweat that much.
We know.
Well, if
a
someone's
fucking
shocking
joke.
you,
Stupid fuck.
you
I
might
just wanted
think
to
of it
brag.
differently.
It was a no neck joke. It wasn't a sweating joke.
I did a podcast recently where I was like, they had some really good clips from it, but the way that I was on the couch and like looking at them, I'm like seeing this part of my neck I don't love. And I was like, hey man, I'm not clipping any of them. Like I'll share. No, I'm
That's
just
like
kidding.
Omar, right?
Oh yeah, we had Omar Gooding from Cuba's brother, and he didn't want to share anything because he looked super old.
He looked bloated.
Bloated and everything. I was like,
But the camera angle was bad.
Yeah,
It was like
so
over there,
funny.
right in his face. It was pretty bad.
I mean, I'll still share it like on the story or whatever, but I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not leaving it permanently up there for me to look at my fucking neck all day. I'd be so mad about it. And I've like been telling all these girls too, I'm like, face yoga works, like my neck's getting better. And then I see that and I'm like, does it? Should I just pay somebody? Like, what the
It's
fuck?
bad angles. Bad angles will fuck everybody up.
Yeah. And there's like some comedy shows too where like the stage is so high, right? And like the only people you can see is in the first row. And I like to like show people like this isn't a movie, like we're all here right now. So I like interact with people. But then you realize like you're fucking looking down like a goddamn chicken neck the whole
that's
goddamn
true.
time.
Yeah, you were kind of doing that on Kill Tony.
Don't say that
Sorry.
to me.
I just now that you said it, I was
kidding.
like, oh
But
yeah,
no,
that's
I
kinda
really
true. She
was.
did turkey
I
that
really
shit.
was doing
I'm
that.
kidding.
I saw. It's so funny too because I like saw the clip and I like up my retinol. You know what I mean? Like I was like, we got to get this skincare down. better.
Wow.
Like, and it's so funny because this one of my good friends, her name's Josie Marcelano. She was just on there, and she was like, hey, yeah, like I'm thinking about doing this. I'm thinking about doing that. And we were like talking about skincare. And I was like, oh, is this because you saw your clip? And I was like,
And she's like,
"'Cause I did.
yes.
She was like, yeah. I was like, I did the exact same thing. I was like,
Just make sure you use the right cocoa butter, right?
Yeah,
I saw the one where
exactly.
we had pink eye.
yeah.
And you were like, I think I used anal cocoa butter instead of
No, it was coconut oil.
Or coconut
and I used
oil,
coconut
my bad.
oil
You're
on
not
my
black.
face and for lube.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Wow.
Same.
you gotta mark the jars.
Dude, I was
like two
fucking cracking
different
up.
like jars. You're not
Yeah, they're
squeezing
like
out the
two
same
different
from
jars.
both.
No, it's not a two. It's
And
like
you
a
don't
thing.
put them next to each other.
Okay, well the
either.
thing is, okay, well also it
Right?
melts, right? And then it also solidifies back into oil when it's cold. So like imagine that you're like double dipping into this thing and then it solidifies. Like you don't know what's where, like you don't know where you're putting stuff. Like, and then when you're
Just
in the
give it a
moment
sniff.
and you're using it as lube, you're just like sticking your hand. You don't give a fuck, like you're not as nice.
You're just trying to do butt stuff,
I was cracking up when she said that. She's like, I got pink eye.
That's so funny. You went really far
Dude,
back in
yeah,
my
I was, like,
Instagram there.
on the way home, like
That's
for the
tight.
last hour, I was like, just went through all the
That's
fucking reels. I
cool.
was like, let me do a deep dive.
Yeah, I used to do reel. I really like doing those, like the car reels. But then I got
They're
this,
fun.
I got this
watching them.
bus, and the engine was so loud that I like couldn't do it. And then I started like making reels, but I was like clipping stuff, and I was making it so complicated. And I was like, it's got to look like this is my art, this is my
Yeah.
art. And then like you go back, and it's like me in a car talking about how I used the wrong lube, and like I used some jets at a hotel that gave me gonorrhea and shit. Like,
But there's a good quality to your clips. There's actually, it's
yeah.
not just you fucking talking. It's
Yeah.
not just a boring person talking. There's
Yeah.
a good quality to them, and they're
and I
fucking
cut
funny.
him. I cut him out. The way I really liked making those because I used to drive so much, right? Like I've been living on the road for such a long time, and I was living in a smaller car, and the only time I could really be alone was when I was driving.
Yeah.
So when I made those clips, I literally just let it run, and I would just do as many jokes as I could possibly think of. And the actual video probably took like 30, 45 minutes, and then I
Yeah.
cut it down to the best one. And that.
So it just looks like one. Yeah, it just
Yeah.
looks like one quick take.
Yeah,
And-
but if you really look at them, like some of them are like chopped up on purpose, like because I think it's funny to like switch from one facial expression to the other.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of them are just, and I think that's like a good format if you're driving.
That's cool.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Just keep talking and then you're going to find it. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't even watching them. I was just listening to them and cracking up. Like
That's
they're fucking
awesome.
hilarious.
Because they're all, dude, that was so funny. Because that was like the beginning of me like hardcore touring America.
You've been everywhere.
Yeah. And I was like,
Fuck.
we got to make this work. Because the reason why I started doing it is because during the pandemic, I was in Thailand and I was strapping a speaker to a motorbike and just like going to random towns and doing comedy to make money. And then I was like, I could do this in the US, this might, this could be fine. Like, it was not. It was not fine.
No.
No, I'm just
Did
kidding.
you give up on the bus or like what's going to happen with it?
Okay, so here's what's happening with the bus. The bus, it broke down in like a little bit north of Richmond, Virginia. And I have a bunch of friends that have communes, cults. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
They're communes. They call them
difference.
They call them intentional living communities.
Okay.
Right.
Whatever.
And I had this friend, his name is Bubbles. And
He's the leader of the.
even better,
Bubbles isn't a
he
leader
was in
name.
another commune, and then he got a little bit of money when his grandma died, and he started his own, right? So they're like living in the middle of nowhere in Louisville, Virginia on this beautiful property. And they are so sweet because it was about an hour away from them, and I had to send them $3,000 to go get it and have gas and like oil change. And they were nice enough to go do it. So my bus is on a commune right now, and my only rule, I was like, you could use whatever you want, but there's an 8-foot tall teddy bear on there. His name is Barry. He does not consent to being fucked on. Do not fuck on Barry. And I was like,
Wow.
please don't. And I was like, I get it. You go into this random house, like everything's cool. Like, where are we gonna fuck? Like, let's fuck
Hell
with
yeah.
the bear.
The most comfortable spot.
Yeah.
He's
probably,
definitely getting
right?
fucked.
I mean,
on.
my bed's pretty
Hell yeah.
comfortable, but yeah.
How are you going to know?
He's 100% getting fucked on. I was just like,
Motherfucker don't
just
talk to you,
clean
right?
him.
He's not like Ted.
Whoa.
Take a black light.
Barry
Does
has
he?
feelings. He says
Does
a lot.
he talk to
He
you?
says a lot with no words. You know what I mean?
Whoa,
Like
you're going to know.
he's expressive. I'll know because his stuffing will be all
He's going to be
fucked up.
different.
Yeah, he'll be different.
He'll
his
be
energies.
different.
He's going to have
So-
fucked off energies.
Yeah. Every time I cleaned out the bus, you have to, if you stuff Barry, you have to hold him by, well, okay, so,
Did you take him to Build-A-Bear? Like,
okay, I probably should have,
You
but he's
put
8 feet
shit
tall
on.
and he was
Oh my
involved,
God.
he was involved in a raid. Right. And they thought the drugs were in him. And I was like,
Oh
No
no,
way.
Barry!
well, I mean, it's obvious that that's where the drugs would be, right? They're just like,
No.
I get it. So I was like, okay, so they like throw the smoke bomb in or whatever. Like, we're all like, what's happening? And then, yeah, I was like, the drugs
Oh,
are in
you
him.
were involved in the raid too.
Well, I was like I wasn't in the house, right?
It was
But I
at
was
the
like,
commune.
yeah, it wasn't at the commune. This was a long time ago, right?
Okay,
this was like
yeah,
when I
yeah.
got Barry.
It's fine.
I've had him for a long time. So his stuffing's all fucked up. So every time I clean the car, I have to get somebody to hold his feet and like spin him around, you know, to like even
get
out
all
the
the
stuffing.
stuffing.
Yeah, and he's 8 feet tall, so it's like it's a whole ordeal,
This
right?
is ridiculous.
It's a whole ordeal. Okay, so what's happening with the bus is that I want to go get it, but it's like my whole family's like, dude, I've been traveling for 7 years, and they're like, something's finally working out for you.
Yeah.
Like, please stay in
Plant.
Austin.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not really working out because I'm like running a show at a bar. Like I'm doing everything I've done in every other city.
Yeah.
Like,
But like,
is it working?
It's the momentum.
Yeah.
It's the momentum.
it
It's
is.
probably not, you're not seeing the dividends
Yeah.
yet, but like people can see the momentum.
I need to hear that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
I need to. Like,
No.
Because I'm like, I want to go on tour, and they're like, no. But
Not yet.
So
Not
I'm
yet.
living in a trailer oasis in Austin that I fucking love, dude. I love it there. And I
That's
really
not the timeshare.
no. The timeshare only lasts for 3 days, but you guys should definitely
shit,
do that.
really?
Yeah. Well, it's not a timeshare. It's when they pitch you a timeshare.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you get it during that time.
Well,
That they-
yeah. And if you lie about your income and you go and you're like, yeah, I make over $60,000 a year, definitely, you know.
I don't have to lie.
That's amazing. Well, you should go stay at the one in Austin because it's incredible.
He's gonna drive up in his Tesla.
Fuck yeah.
So what happens?
Of course I make more than $6,000.
I actually
Okay.
rent out this car to afford it.
Yeah. No, I Uber
But if Wyndham Hotels ask you if you want to take a survey, say yes, and then they pitch it to you, and then they'll be like, it's $250 for 3 nights. We'll give you a $100 Visa card. And if you say the last lady said it was $300, they'll be like, oh, best we can do is $225. You know, like they'll put it up. So like, really, I only paid $25 for 3 nights, but then you have to sit through the pitch, and they're really good at pitching, so you might end up getting a timeshare.
I've sat through one.
No, I'm bad at
It's a good time.
I've never done those things because I always think it's a fucking scam. And it probably is because they'll convince you, but
Dude, what was so
if
funny
you
about
get
my
something
pitch?
out of it?
Me and Linda had such a good time that day. I love that
Really?
girl. Yeah, I hope she never sees the Kill Tony or any of this and knows that I lied to her because me and Linda are good friends now.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
I love her. And what was really funny is I told her the truth. Like I didn't tell her about the truth about the money I made, but I told her the truth about my life and how I live it. Right.
Mhm.
So I was explaining to her, I was like, yeah, you know, I've been nomadic for 7 years. It's actually cheaper to stay somewhere for a month than it is for a week. And she was like, how so? And I was like, well, on Airbnb, you can usually get the same price as you would for 10 days. You can buy groceries instead of this. I have a lot of friends. I do all this stuff. So the way that they pitch you is they break down like what you pay per day to be on vacation. And my whole life is a vacation. And I was breaking it down. Like, she was like, I've never seen this before. You know what I mean? Like, you actually beat us at our own game. Like, you fucking killed it.
But you seem like you're really good at that. Like,
Yeah, no, my crafty
Maneuvering
budgeting
with
skills
people.
are intense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like enjoy, like when I first started, I did like the hostel thing or like, you know, cheap accommodation. But now I like love doing like work to stays or like any sort of commune. Like I know so many commune people.
That's
I fucking love that
crazy.
shit.
you're gonna have your own cult one day.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So okay, but I derailed you. You were talking about where you're staying at right now.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm living in, you guys are going to love this story. Okay. So I work for Freck Frack Blackjack, which is a clown company that goes to different festivals, and they have a casino, and they bet stuff instead of money. So like you got a Barbie dream home. We got a Barbie dream home. Like,
Fucking live.
like I've gotten people to do some really wild shit trying to get some stuff that they want. right?
Really?
Yeah. And one guy I made a dude suck a really, yeah, hell yeah, that's it.
You made him
Wait,
do
what?
it. Stop pulling
Okay.
shit up. She's
So-
talking.
One time I was at this festival, and it was a festival. Yeah, they do rave festivals, and they're huge.
Cool.
Yeah. So
This looks so fun.
it is so fun. You'll
Just
definitely
that
find a
guy
picture with
licking that
me.
girl's butt was
Even if you found the picture of me, I don't think you'd recognize me because I'm wearing like,
Really?
so much makeup and a
Makeup?
wig. Even people I work with, like,
So what did you make the guy suck?
okay. So this guy, he was sitting like at the rave, you know, not a lot of people are into it while it's like peak rave hours, right? And this one guy's sitting there and he's like collecting candy bracelets. Like, you know what the candy bracelets are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like betting, he's like getting more candy bracelets, he's just getting more candy bracelets, getting more. And I'm like, hey dude, what's going on here? Like,
Yeah.
what's our strategy? He was like, I want the throat goat. And the throat goat was a fan that said throat goat on it. And I was like, I'm gonna let you know right now, no amount of candy bracelets is gonna get you the throat goat. You know what I mean? Because it's about bartering for like bets, right?
Wow. And that's why you barter for your paintings.
No, I don't barter for paintings. I take
Yeah, you
real
do.
cash money.
Oh, you said you bartered on Kill Tony.
Oh,
You're like, how much do you charge? You said, I actually like to like mess with people and be like, well, how much is it worth?
Oh, that's
You're gonna have
true.
somebody sitting in your restroom looking at me taking a shit.
That's true. I will barter for stuff. I think I thought of that because I bartered for a mural once, and that the mural was worth way more than what I got. But I got like a fridge and like a water heater and like a lot of stuff for the bus, so it was actually like pretty great.
So you told him candy bracelets ain't gonna work.
Yeah, candy bracelets ain't gonna do it. I was like, you see that giant dick behind me? You see this giant dildo? I was like, you lose, you gotta suck that shit.
What? Lose what?
Lose the hand, right? So they're gambling.
Oh,
so like if you put down a candy bracelet, I put down a candy bracelet. But like you want the throat coat, like you got to have something worth the throat coat. The only thing worth the throat coat is your humiliation.
It's the throat coat.
And we're like, we're debating. You know what I mean?
I love this fucking game.
Hell yeah. We're like,
you do?
You should.
Sounds fun.
There are some permanent installations. Like we have stuff in Austin. We can throw Freck Frack parties. We're getting around to it. We're working on it.
Maybe we can throw a
definitely
Freck Frack party sometime.
Yeah, man, if you want to.
Let's do a BFR Freck Frack party.
Okay, I'm down.
Oh, San Antonio's never heard of that shit.
So I was debating with this guy. I was like, he was like, I know everyone's going to take a video of me. I was like, dude, we'll let you wear a mask. Don't even worry about it. And then he got a push his first round. And that means that you tied and neither one of us won. And the whole table's like, throw coat, throw coat. It was wild, dude. And that's not even the first or last time I saw someone suck the insanely large dick. But it depends on where we are. Like they do like corporate events where you can't do anything like that. And then they're also at Burning Man where you can get people to like trade butt plugs and shit. You know, like it's like a spectrum of shit you can get away with.
You mean sanitize them first, right?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you mean.
Did you meet Alex Reyes at Burning Man?
Yes, that is where I met him. Yeah.
Really?
And he comes up to me and he was like, I've been watching you do comedy for 3 days. And you've met Alex, right?
Yeah.
So he's this
had him on.
He's this very eccentric, like always moving his arms, high on ketamine, dude, you know? So I meet him and he's like, you know, very eccentric, like getting very close to your face. And he's like, I saw you the last 3 nights and I just want to say you are incredible at comedy on mushrooms. Like I've never seen anyone do that shit on mushrooms the way that you did. And then he told me, he was like, your timing wasn't as good when you were hungover the next day. Like I think he was like, you should consider like taking mushrooms before your sets. Like, yeah. And I was like, well, then you become like this mad scientist where you're always just trying to get the right point of high that you need to get on the show. And he was like, well, I do it. And I was like, oh, you don't say.
The ketamine,
like,
right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't ask him what it was.
Oh, it's the ketamine, I think, because a lot of people have said, like, man, when he started doing that ketamine, it was a different Alex Reyes.
In a good way or in a bad way?
In a good way. Yeah. Like he hit a new fucking...
That's great. I mean, I love him as a person. I don't want to like put him down for what he's doing, but he's a great guy.
Hell no, it's therapy. To him, it's therapy.
Yeah,
I don't judge it.
And he's been through a lot and like I totally get it. But I'm just describing him as a person.
No, I think he takes it in a controlled way. And
I can make fun of him anyway. He would just be like, that's cool. You know?
Oh, yeah. No, we had somebody on here that was like, fuck Alex Reyes. I was like, hey.
What I love.
You serious?
I love how like self-sufficient he is. You know, because you would think like someone like that is just going to go off the rails. You're never going to see that dude again. And like, you would think like at Burning Man, he'd like ask to join my camp or just like try to be a part of it. He's like, nah, dude, I got this. Right?
Yeah.
This is me. This is my ship.
He made a jail cell in his
Dude. Yeah, he's a badass.
Is he living in his car? Do you know? I've never asked him where.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where he's living, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think it was his car.
But at Burning Man, he did.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
a lot of people do.
I don't know if he ever had period sex though.
Not all of us are that lucky.
I think the sickest burn Kill Tony's ever got is a bib fucking.
Dude, do you want to hear something crazy about that? Is I wrote a roast for Tony, and I'm not going to tell. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I want to use it.
Yeah.
But I wrote a roast for Tony, and then when he said something to me, I was going to say it, and then in my mind I was like, just do your best one, dude.
You paused.
I was like, just do your best one. Like, just do what you know. Where like, don't even try right now.
Fuck.
I think like once you do it more and more, you get more comfortable. Because I hear a lot of people say they're like, you get up there's 300 people. I've never been in a crowd that large. Like I've done crowds that large a lot.
Yeah.
So I am that comfortable there. But I think like in a format where you have other people on the stage or like, you know, you're just every time you do it, you're going to be better at it.
Yeah.
At least I hope so. Unless I just eat a dick next time. No one ever wants to talk to me on these things again.
That's
This is
true.
fucking it's a slippery
I don't
slope.
think so.
Reddit
I don't
turns
think
on you.
Well, yeah, that's happened to a couple of guys on there.
I didn't ask me anything. And they were like, what do you think about everyone on Reddit loving it? I was like, I think you guys are going to turn on me. Like, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that how you feel?
Yes. Eventually.
Eventually, you might say the wrong thing.
That's what
and
I mean.
everybody
Who
turns.
cares?
Yeah,
I
that's
just
true.
also I think it's like mentally preparing yourself for being like, yeah, that's going to happen.
Right.
You know, like chill out. It's fine. It's not the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I think cancel culture probably hit a plateau. And I think now people are accepting, like starting to accept a little more. That's what that fucking Tom Brady roast probably on being on Netflix was all about, was like them testing the waters. Like, you know what? Is the general public fucking ready to hear the real fucking funny shit?
Being canceled would give me a career.
100%. Like it did to Tony.
I like want to get canceled.
Yeah, because you get more fucking more publicity from it. Yeah.
That's the only
Whatever.
publicity I've ever had.
Unless you have like a job that you've been at for fucking decades and you don't want to lose and you're like, fuck, that's the worst thing that would ever happen. But you don't. You're not attached to those things.
Yeah.
So being canceled is like, bring it.
It's made me think about like life a lot differently, because I was like, okay, you want to do stand up, that's cool. What do you want your quality of life to be? Like, what do you want to do? You know, like what? And I was like, oh, I want to travel. I want to do like wild shit. I want to be a little crazy, you know?
Yeah.
And then like after coming here and having like a small amount of notoriety, I was like, was I wrong? You know, like
could be
should
wrong,
I be
though?
in LA or something?
Oh,
like,
no.
should I? Yeah, no, stay in Austin. Stay in
No, you weren't wrong. Never mind.
No, but I mean,
you
like,
could be wrong.
But
right?
being wrong about like, oh, maybe it wasn't quality. Like maybe you were supposed to. Like I did struggle a lot. You know, there's no negating that. But like, did I do the wrong struggle? Is like something I've been thinking about.
Ow. But yeah, well, you do it in the next life.
Yeah.
Other stuff, you know, whatever. But
don't make it worse. for yourself.
it's cool, right? Because shit, I look at your life and I'm like, man, that shit looks so fucking fun. And she can just like a butterfly go wherever the
I do make it look really fun on the internet.
Sure, and I'm sure it's not as fucking glamorous.
Oh,
as
it is. It's very glamorous. But
yeah, sure, whatever.
No, but there's been times where I like cry in a parking lot because I don't have enough money to leave that place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and
when you had that challenge with your bus and you filmed yourself crying, you're like, I'm sitting in the fucking parking lot crying. That's probably the time you're talking about.
That was my most highest ranked video at the time. And people were like, you're fucking, you know, like you're great, blah, blah, blah. You're such an inspiration. I was like, bro, I literally just posted a video of myself crying.
Yeah, people want a victim.
Like, this is the best.
They want a victim.
And what's so funny is like all the other times I cried, like I was with a friend sometimes and he would videotape me. And he was like, don't you need this content? I was like, get the fuck out of my face, dude. Because like,
that's hilarious.
I got the bus because my intention was, I was with a friend and he had a bus and we were going to make stages at festivals, right? And we were doing small scale festivals and I was going to like, I had this place, I was going to put all these chairs on top. I was going to make an awning. I was going to have comedy shows wherever I wanted. Like this was the dream, dude.
Hell yeah.
This was the dream. Okay. That fucking bus broke down so many times that I just became a diesel mechanic.
Yeah.
And I was like in a town, like, how do I make money? You know, like asking to get on any show just to sell merch, like just fucked.
But let's say you do get wealthy, right? Let's say you do have those resources. Do you think that you would be, because most people, they do that and then they're like, okay, cool, I'm going to buy a house now. Like I'm going to settle down. That's it. Or you could buy a fucking real bus and actually do that.
I'd probably fix the bus that I have now.
Because you're
attached to
committed
it.
and
it's mostly my sink.
And
if
your
I'm being
bear's in
honest. I got this sink on Facebook Marketplace. Some dude was like disgruntled.
Sink?
Yeah. Okay. Well, check it out.
Okay.
This dude was like disgruntled and he like robbed the place or something. Like he was like a disgruntled contractor. I got this $2,000 sink from Wayfair. If you want to look it up, it's a bronze Wayfair snake sink. And I got it for $40 and I love it so much. And it's also like, I built that bus. You know what I mean? Like everything in there, like I did it. Like I learned how to use the electrical. I learned how to change out stuff. Like it's my baby. Oh,
did you ever see that documentary on Netflix where that couple built the bus?
It's that one. The Kohler
That one
K,
in the middle?
That one. That's
Wow.
it. That's my fucking sink, dude.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
And it's permanent?
Isn't it beautiful? Well, I haven't. Okay, so I haven't permanently put it in, right? I built. Chill out. So I cut the hole in it, right, to like put the sink in, and it's in the hole, right?
Okay.
But I haven't plastered it because I'm like, maybe I should sell the bus. Because okay, so you asked me before what the plan with the bus is. I want to bring the bus down here, but
Oh yeah, it would be a hit.
it's going to cost $1,500 in gas. And it's going to cost, you know, a couple oil changes I could probably do myself, still a lot of money. And then it will definitely break because while the engine and transmission are really good, it was an old bus that sat for a while. I made a mistake. I bought a $2,500 bus. Your girl fucked up. Okay?
Oh yeah, it's
Your girl fucked up.
$2,500.
Yeah, but I went with a mechanic and he was like, this engine's worth $5,000. Like you're getting a really good deal. But he didn't mention
The
that
bones.
everything around it. But like I've replaced most of it. You know, if I bought like an alternator, a couple of belts, you know, a few things, like I might be okay. Like I'll still be on the side of the road fixing it, crying.
Damn.
And I wanted to do like a whole broken down tour where I like filmed all of it. But the reality of the situation is I'm horrible about filming myself and editing it and putting it up. Like I really don't post as much as I should.
Wow.
So the thought of leaving Austin where I have traction to go do this tour with this idea that I'll probably never go through with what I need to go through with it is like a little ridiculous, right? So I'm like, okay, if I just like save up enough money, because I'll still go on tour on the way down to make money, but I need to have AC, I need to know that I'm going to make like $3,000 or I'm not, the bus isn't going to make it. And I want to like paint it and do all that stuff. But check out that fucking sink, dude.
Wow.
Isn't it beautiful?
Nice thing. Not enough to get touched to a
It's
fucking
so
bus,
beautiful. Oh my God, it's only $500 on there? Okay.
See? No,
that's not that.
it's
Oh,
1900.
2000. I fucking
You're right.
told you.
Damn.
That's my goddamn sink, dude.
You could literally
That's my
sell the
baby
sink
right
and
there.
get the fucking bus over here.
I'm not doing that. I'm not selling the sink. It's me
You could
and the
sell
sink
the
versus the
engine
world,
to
dude.
that bus and get two
Nah,
buses.
I'm keeping the sink, dude. That's my baby.
That's awesome.
That's the only thing I have to look forward
But
to.
it'll
in
mean
life.
more.
That's my babe.
If you stick with it, it'll mean more. And when you
Yeah.
do have the resources,
When
you
I'm
can
like
make
brushing
it
my
happen.
teeth in it and I like fuck it up and it's like disgusting.
have
and
you
I'm
seen-
like $2,000 sink?
There's a documentary
Peeing
on
one time.
Netflix about this couple and they buy a bus and they're from fucking somewhere, not from America, but they go to Canada, they buy a bus and then their goal is to like buy the bus in Canada and then go through America all the way down to Mexico
Yeah.
and then give the bus away.
How'd it go?
It went great. They did that. They
So
it was
boring. No, I'm
it
just
was
kidding.
amazing. It was fucking fun. I was like, this is awesome,
I think
right?
if I did have the money, I'd want to travel.
Yeah,
so.
but yeah, no, they broke up and then they had babies from other people.
Nice. Okay, well that makes me feel better. Fuck that.
But they ended up, they they built this whole fucking bus. It was badass the way, like watching them go through all the things to build it, all the struggles, all the shit.
Well,
they
you
didn't
saw
expect
my
to go
bus
wrong.
conversion videos.
Yeah, it wasn't anything as glorious as this was.
Well, my plan was when I thought before Kill Tony, I was like, okay, I have to sell the bus. Like it's time, you know, like I fucked up. We're doing this. And then I was going to make videos that were called Bus Conceited because it was like bus conversion. And then it's
And you can see.
going to be Bus Conceited. And then I got, you know, a small, like the tiniest amount of internet fame you could probably ever get. The smallest amount. And I was like, nope, we're keeping her now. Like she's going to be fine. Everything's good. It's not. But I was like, this is fine. And I'm just too attached to it. And, you know, Bubbles is taking great care of it. And I think it's going to be fine.
She's part of your image too.
Yeah.
I mean, right? It's part of your story.
Which
you know?
is funny because I've only had her for like less than a year.
Oh, really?
Well, before
all of
that
has happened in less than a year?
Yeah, because
Fuck.
before that I built out a
Wait, is that the Illuminati sign she's throwing right there?
no.
Trying to
Knew
get
it.
recruited.
Knew it. That's why she's getting this buzz.
Well, so before those videos are from when I was living in a Civic, right? And then I got another van. My grandfather passed, and I got his van. Then my parents were like dying laughing. They're like, "You want to live in it?" I was like, "Yeah, that's my dream." Yes. And then I started living in a different van, and then I got the bus because I actually was able to sell the van for a little bit more because I converted it.
Is that why you referenced killing your grandpa?
Yeah,
Okay.
that joke did not land. It does pretty well on other stuff. It is the Vanifested joke I did.
But wait,
actually
what?
repost
Like,
it,
explain that.
where I say I manifested a van, but I didn't mean to kill my grandfather doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. What does that mean?
That means like I manifested getting a van, and like
And he
in that
had to die?
manifest, he had to die.
Oh, okay.
He was 97. Okay.
Okay.
And
Now he had to die.
He would also think that joke was hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, like he was a really funny guy. So when I do that joke in stand up, I like people freak out a little bit, and then I'll be like, listen, I'm first generation white trash. My parents are
love
good
that
people. And then I'm like, and then I go into stories about my grandfather so you kind of understand that he has a sense of humor. It is a bit of like a shock value up front, but I usually would say that joke in like an area where I'm not getting a lot of attention and I need to do something wild to get people to shut up, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of shit I would start screaming.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, you're upset, but let me reel you back in. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, let me
Mhm.
make this
Let
more
me
normal.
endear you back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been doing comedy?
It will be 8 years in November.
Oh, you can tell.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can tell the comfort level.
Yeah.
Even like
Oh,
your
yeah.
earlier comedy videos, like there was one at DC Improv.
Yeah.
where you could tell the difference in your delivery from then to now.
Yeah.
Now is more relaxed, more confident, more
Yeah.
like, man, I got this room. Like it doesn't even matter.
I know. I should take that video down. Like I
no, like it's good to see that.
Yeah.
Shows your evolution.
It's good. Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
it's funny because like I was pretty comfortable back then, but it was like my first time at the improv. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's like,
were excited.
like there's a lot is riding on this, and it's never is. You know, they're never gonna hire you based on how well you are on the stage. Most comedy clubs are gonna hire you because you hang out, because you're part of the
'Cause you
culture,
won't go away.
because you're fucking, because you won't go away.
Yeah.
And I've never been able to do that because I just don't live anywhere. You know, what I
Dude,
mean?
if you stay, Mothership, you don't think they'd
I
bring
don't.
you on?
They were auditioning me. They haven't lately. I don't know if it's because I haven't showed up to every single one, or maybe I did say, I had a really good set my last time on there, but I was a little ballsy. And that might have hurt me. And I don't know, but I've never stayed somewhere and been like, oh, what's the comedy club think of me? I want to change everything for this.
Yeah.
Because I don't. And I'm
No.
like, I think I'm like queen of the shit right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm fucking ruling the bar show scene across America. And if you don't want to move me up, that's on you, dude. I'll stay doing this and I'll be fine. Like it's not the worst or the end of the world. Would I love the mothership to take me? Absolutely,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
What? My
But
life
that's
would be
not the
so
end
much
all be all.
easier. Yeah, but it's not going to be like, oh, I'm not good at comedy. You know what I mean? Like I'm fantastic.
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like
no.
to see Trish open up Kill Tony every week instead of.
Oh, she was fucking regular.
It would be fun. It would be fun. I would love to do it. I would definitely take that job. But again, I wouldn't be like, it's not the end of the world if I don't get it. And I wouldn't ever talk shit about it because it's given me more than I could ever ask for. I would never say one bad word about it.
Yeah.
I would probably make fun of myself on stage because everyone who is a regular has some sort of underdog ailment.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what's mine? And then it's like,
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. What kind of mental trauma do you have?
I will say that on my Bumble profile, it says, what's your favorite thing about your mental illness is my prompt question.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I get a lot of really great answers.
Yeah.
Yeah. None as great
What's
as
your
mine,
favorite?
but what's my favorite answer?
Yeah.
I actually think I don't use Bumble like ever. But when I'm like low on material, I'll be like, what kind of wild shit can I say to someone? And I think like my openers, like for the past month, have just been like my Bumble conversations, like my openers
Really?
and stand up. Yeah.
Wow.
I just like talk about how I've like, and there was a time where like the bus was breaking down and my whole Tinder profile was, can you help me fix? And it was like specific problems.
And they would help you.
Yeah. I have like all these stand-up stories about it. Like
That's genius.
I wish I was a woman sometimes.
Yeah.
Now I get trans people. You know
Hell
what I mean? Like, dude, I'd be a hot woman. I could get a lot for looking hot.
She gets transmission, you get transvestites.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean by that. I mean I get them. I understand them.
I thought you meant you get them. I was like,
Yeah, sure, I'll
you,
take them. I'll
man.
take what I
Yeah.
can
was like,
get.
Yeah.
If she's hot enough, let's go.
What's your worst sex experience?
Like ever?
Ever.
Oh,
Ever.
let's not.
Yeah.
That's not going to be. It's like for
No,
men,
it's not-
that's probably like a
not-
really fun.
Not the
Oh,
fucking.
yeah.
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
not
but
the
not
period.
bad,
Do you
bad.
want to see the dramatic
Not the
shit?
period
No, not that
sex.
one.
Not the period sex, or not including rape.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
One time I was at this music festival and I like took a bunch of acid and the dude I was with got really drunk and he passed out and I was like really high on acid, but I didn't want to tell him. You know what I mean? So when I came back, he's like, let's fuck. And I was like, so high. I was like, okay, I'll give this a shot.
Oh,
And then it was
shit.
like, it's just like, I've done it on acid since then and like liked it, but like, then I was like, something is inside of me. You know what I mean? Like, and I think at one point I was narrating it. Like, I was like,
out loud. That's his worst sex experience.
yeah, it was. He left
you
me
were
after that.
narrating.
Yeah. He did. We left in separate cars and never saw each other again.
It's like I've been entered.
Yeah, I think I literally said that. I was like,
inserted.
it is inside me right now. I think at one point I was like, you think it's near my belly button? Or you think like it's like in a different place? I was like, you think it curves or something? Oh, one time actually.
Some help.
You get some help.
One time I had sex with someone like a bunch of times. It was like, we'd been talking for a while and then you like have a lot of sex like the first night or whatever. Yeah. And we were like counting all the condoms as I was leaving. And he was like, there's a condom missing. He was like, do you know what happened to it? I was like, nah, I'm sure it's like in your trash can. I'm sure it's out somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And I was in Bangkok and I took a bus.
The place you want to use condoms.
Yeah, I took a 16-hour fucking bus from Bangkok. I was like going to an island, right? And then like 8 hours in, I'm like, something's wrong. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I think something's wrong. So I'm like looking up on my phone. I'm like, how do you get rid of it? Because you can't just like reach in, right? You have to, okay. So the thing they say you have to do is you have to like curl over, right? So you get the birthing canal to shorten.
Did you Google it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. These are the scientific exact terms that you have to do. So you have to like shorten the birthing canal, right? So I'm like crunched over in like this like gross ass toilet on this bus in fucking Asia. And I'm like reaching in and I can't get it. So I like wait till we stop, right? And then in Asia, they have these like squat toilets, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, there's a hole in the ground. Okay. So I'm squatted down and I'm like reaching in, like trying to get it. And I'm like, this is the most unsanitary, like nastiest thing I've ever done. Right.
There's not stalls, or are you in a public bathroom, or are you in a like?
So they are separated by women and men, and it's not exactly stalls, but like when you're crunched down, no one can see you because there's like this little like 3-foot wall. Right.
Oh, okay.
And it's like when you're crunched down, like no one can see it. But if you're standing up, like your ass is as clear as day.
Wow.
So I crunch down and I like get it. Right. And I like take it out. I'm like, that's disgusting. I like throw it. And then I texted him and I was like, our baby was born at 1:37 a.m. at a bus station near like Hua Hin, Thailand. It was 0.07 ounces and it kind of looked like you.
Yeah. Oh, he was deflated.
Yeah.
He looked deflated.
So follow Trish Smart for more tips on how to get condoms out of your vagina.
Smart Trish on IG.
It's IHateTrishSmart.com. And if you don't yet, you can go to TrishSmart.com, but it just forwards to IHateTrishSmart.com. There'll be something that'll get you. I think, I don't know, maybe me doing that as well was like trying to get in front of it. There was a time where I was like, I don't know. I think it was like the bus breaking down and like all the like things that were happening. And I was like so off track from where I thought I would be. I was like, I'm rebranding. And I changed everything to I Hate Trish Smart. And like, just was like, I'm getting a different logo, which I tried to do. And it was like me wearing a spacesuit doing like a yoga move, right? And I did the outline of it. And I was like, oh, this looks so cool. Like, I love it. I'm going to get it on t-shirts. I got it on t-shirts. I didn't realize it looked like a fucking dance mom t-shirt. Like, it looks so stupid.
A Zumba class.
Yeah. And then like, I'm wearing like a suit, but it's just the outline. So it's all jagged. And I was like, this looks so artistic. But like on this t-shirt, it looked dumb as shit.
Damn.
Yeah, no one told me for a while, but then I just like kind of got high and looked at it and was like asked to do a second set and I didn't have any material. So I just talked about how dumb my fucking t-shirts were and it killed. And then they all bought one.
Damn. That's fucking crazy, man.
Imagine how many times he was smashing when that fucking condom was in there still, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like,
that's
it
where
was,
we're
I've done that
it
once
wasn't
before.
the last one, right?
It could have been. That's probably
could
when I
have
went flaccid.
Yeah. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that once
I'd
before
like
with
to
a
believe
big
that.
girl.
I mean, great point.
Me too. That's what
With a big girl, yeah, they get lost.
She
in there.
just swallowed it.
Yeah, they swallow it. Like it's just it happens, and I'm like, I don't know. And then like a
Well, it
few
happens
hours
to
later,
little girls too. It
she
makes
was like,
me feel
yeah,
better.
okay, cool.
So you don't have to keep telling people that.
No, I never told anybody that.
It's on your Bumble profile.
Funny.
No, your Bumble profile. That's fucked up. Do you have a show? You do have a show tonight.
I do have a show
upstage.
tonight. Yeah, that's why I have to leave at 6:30.
Yep, it's 5 minutes from now.
But yeah, so yesterday I did a show at Upstage and it's such a wonderful club. Like I've opened up for people there. It's always been great. So they asked me to headline. I was really happy about it. And I ran an ad. I did all this stuff. And only like 10 people showed up, which is just what it's like in comedy, dude. Like one day, you know, like you're so popular on Reddit. You do a show in Houston. People can't get in. It's fucking sold out. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, we really came to see you. And then that. So it's like, I just think you always get like leveled out. There was someone last night that was like, I saw you on the internet. We were so happy to come. We were like begging them to stay open. I was like, this is such a weird moment.
It's the time though. San Antonio is not ready for comedy at 7:30 and
But
on a
also,
Thursday night.
That
like
makes sense.
Upstage is a great club. It's a bad location.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been to the station downtown San Antonio?
No.
No.
Should I?
Yes.
I need to get
100%.
better-
Do you know
I need-
Davey?
No. I need to start reaching out to people more though. Like
I can get you in touch.
yeah, that would be great.
But do you know Davey Jackson? He's been on Kill Tony. He does the joke
What does he
about
look
the
like?
Down syndrome. He looks like what's the Chris D'Elia?
I got him right here. Yeah.
He looks like Chris D'Elia or some shit.
Guy.
Oh yeah, I do know that guy.
Yeah, so he runs the shows. He's one of the ones that.
Well,
runs
I've
the
seen
shows.
him. I don't know him.
No,
Personally.
I'll get you in touch because they would get you on automatically there. But it's a great place. It's a great location too.
Yeah.
It's I think it's the
I
best.
need to
club in
reach
San
out
Antonio.
more. I'm like reaching, I was like so used to touring for so long. I had like days where I was like, okay, today we're doing the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Today we're booking shows. Today we're promoting,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I'm getting in a different rhythm because like now I'm just like, how do we make money? Like, how do we
Yeah.
make rent? Like,
Have you ever had a manager?
no,
No.
I've never had anybody.
Too structured, right?
No, I would love a man. I would kill
Yeah.
for someone to be telling me what to do. I think I do the job of like 5 people.
Yeah,
And I think
you have
Like,
to.
yeah, if anybody wanted to help me with this, like, please.
I think
And
she
will-
would sell out the station
100%.
1,000. Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I think that when Kill Tony came out, a lot of people were like, you need a team, you need to do this, you need to do that. I'm like, girl, I don't have any money. Okay. I'm like, I've just been scraping by for so long. I did have a little bit of pop. Like I have all these online stores. I sell
Yeah.
puddle rugs and like paintings and art and t-shirts and stuff.
Yeah. But I think what it is like, if you have potential and then there's other people that have a skill set, and they have potential too, and they're trying to make it,
Yeah.
they should recognize those people and say, hey, I'm willing to help out, and we'll both go somewhere together.
Yeah.
I don't need you to pay me right now
I'm
because
so loyal.
like, I'm not making money.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's what it takes, like when people are coming up. And I think that's what happens a lot in Austin and San Antonio is
Yeah.
like a lot of free labor, right?
Yeah,
A
and
lot
I'm-
of free time.
And I'm getting together with people that also do shows on 6th Street because like I have skills of I build websites. I can do marketing. I understand SEO. You know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
taking on that project is taking a lot away from what I'm doing, But
Yeah.
it's also like if we do build this together, then it can run by itself and we can all make money. And that's like a great, thing that could happen.
Yeah.
Or just like raising the comedy scene in general. You're like, that's how I want to justify this. But it's
That
also
too.
it's also
That
like, should I
think
just
you
be
also
working on my
have-
own shit?
Have a different mind for comedy also. That bingo thing is still fucking.
Yeah, you're thinking
a
outside the box.
Good idea. You're thinking outside the box. Like you got
you.
the mind for it. Like,
Yeah.
All you
I
need is
built
the
this.
budget.
That's dope.
I built this website and this guy online that saw me on Kill Tony, he was like, hey, your website went down. Can I help you? And I was like freaking out at the time. I was at the Comedy Store. So I gave him my login. And then he like went nuts and did a bunch of stuff. And some of it was good and I kept. And some of it I was like, hey, bud, I don't need help with design. Like, I need a fucking
I like that.
the virtual tip jar.
Yeah.
I
No,
told-
the
Oh.
image, like the whole design of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I did. I wanted it to look like a link tree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like just slightly more interesting.
Mhm.
And then what was cool is I didn't even mention puddle rugs on Kill Tony, but a bunch of people on Reddit found it.
What's puddle rugs?
So I take pictures of puddles all over the world and I print them on rugs and they look wet and they're like so tight. And what was really cool is when I did the Ask Me Anything on Reddit, this guy was like, how do you afford to travel the world and take pictures of puddle rugs when you're broke? And I wrote this like amazing 2-page essay about all the things all the jobs that I had,
Mhm.
all the things that I did to do it. And then at the end, it's like, so buy the puddle rugs and support us. Aren't they cool?
Those are pretty cool.
Thank
get
you.
one for
Yeah. I have,
You didn't show him your escort invoices? Because that's what he was getting at, right?
you wanted that.
afford to fucking
No, I have no problem with sex work, but I've never done sex work.
afford to travel?
Yeah. I've never done sex work. I have
Me
nothing
neither.
against it.
I would, but
I'd have
nobody
to
wants to
go
pay
pay.
me.
Most men say that. I have taken a couple of photos in downtown Austin that will be a rug. What I am waiting for is a giant puddle outside the mothership. And I know that I could just go
Make
there with
one?
a bucket of water and make one, but they're going to be like, what the fuck? And they all know who I am, like all the
Yeah.
staff is like, sup, Trish. Like, I can't just show up with a fucking bucket and be like, here
Why
we
can't you
go.
just say, I'm making a puddle rug?
I think I could do it. Like, I think they leave the.
Let me call
lights
Rogan
up.
real quick.
Yeah, let me
ass.
text
Our
him
Lord and
make sure
Savior,
it's
Joseph
chill.
Rogan.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think it would be a problem. I think if you just made a puddle and said, hey, I'm making a puddle rug, don't worry about me.
Yeah.
That'd be, because it would be a dope fucking rug.
Yeah. I know. And they'd want it.
They would.
I
They would put
forgot
it
to-
out front. I
I
bet
forgot
you
to
100%.
take a picture of me in their bathroom so that I could paint that. I know it was a real missed opportunity. And
You
then I
can
got
go back.
invited back to the open mic, but they don't let you into the same bathroom.
You go into like a comedian's bathroom?
Yeah, I want to take the picture in the comedian's bathroom because that's where I'd want them to put the painting. I don't want them to put the painting in the in the public bathroom. Someone's gonna take that shit.
Fucking no names looking at me fucking shit. No.
If you're gonna see me shit, you better
I
be
want
invited.
Shane Gillis to look at me shitting. Awesome. 6:31 cutoff time.
Okay.
Let's go. I don't want you to be late.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank
yeah,
you.
this
Thank
was
you for
really
coming.
fun. I'll follow every single one of you on the internet. I love you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll bring you back on at some point. Anything you need help with, please reach out.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm more than willing to help out. And thank you for making the trip.
Yes.
We're excited to see
Yeah.
you fucking blow up.
I
We
hope
really
so.
are.
Yeah, me too.
and-
And good luck to all you guys.
Thank you.
Do you have any shows coming up after next weekend?
Oh,
this will
so
come out on
every
Thursday.
Tuesday in Shakespeare's until I leave, I will be there. I do an all ladies show, and then we have a burlesque show, and then we do bingo.
Nice.
We should get AJ on that fucking burlesque show.
Yeah. Let's get
So
AJ.
I do let one man a week. I don't know if you're
But
talking about a man
he
or
looks
not.
like he has a beard, but he dresses up like Selena. You know Selena the
That's
singer?
great.
Yeah.
Because each week I have a man and I let them do it in drag
Mhm.
and I paint their face. And since Adam Ray did his Lane character, they
Yeah.
are all lining the fuck up to
Oh,
do
did you
it.
do that?
What?
Oh, you didn't do that.
No, I didn't do his. No,
No,
That's
I
actually-
thought you made.
Is that
you
him,
made Adam
AJ?
Ray. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, AJ is more than welcome to come do it. That sounds great. And if any of you guys want to do it one week, you're more than welcome.
I'm afraid that I might transition if I see myself as a woman.
You sound like you're teeter tottering.
I am. Like sex.
Thank you,
I get
Trish.
anything
Yeah,
I
thank
want.
you.
They'll fix my cars. Thank you so much. Let's go upstage comedy lounge.
Whoop-de-doo. What does it all mean, Baz?
The sound effects were really good.